welcome to Talk the Line, Week 16, the Q&A edition. I love this. I hope everyone had a happy holiday season, continuing to roll here. Of course, we're joined by Geoff Schwartz, the one, the only former NFL offensive lineman, vending machine, coming back for a day of revenge after taking a little bit of an L yesterday on the Cards, but he's back ready to roll. And of course, Jason McIntyre, Fox Sports' very own gambling analyst. He's betting college basketball blindly, but NFL, he knows his stuff. This show, it's going to be a fun one, you guys. If you're just joining for the first time, it's really all about taking your questions. The goal is this. We're going to try to answer 60 questions in 60 minutes. And the way we're going to do so is by you guys sending your fan questions on Twitter. You can tweet at Jason McIntyre, at Geoff Schwartz, or myself at Sara Perlman, using the hashtag #TalkTheLine. If Twitter isn't your thing, no big deal. Join our Facebook group, the Talk the Line one. Drop your questions in there. We're going to try to get to all of them and make you some money leading up to kickoff in an hour. Guys, how we feeling? It's week 16, some good games yesterday. What's going on?
I feel wonderful. It's a great time of year. We have football, NFL especially, 4 straight days right now. It is fantastic, and I'm glad to be here.
I'm fired up as well, Sara. Good to have you back, and I'm very pumped up about teams playing for nothing today. That's the angle. Teams with nothing to play for, keep an eye on them, just like the 49ers who beat up on the Cards yesterday. Cardinals let me and Geoff down. It was a rough one.
That's a rough one for everyone. We're going to try to find the advantages here, as Jason said. Teams are playing for nothing. Teams are vying for a playoff spot. Let's try to make you some money and answer your questions for week 16. Let's get into it, guys. Question 1 right off the bat, coming in from Bradley M. Geoff, I'll start with you here. Can I get a money line underdog winner?
Yes, you can. When the Rams lost to New York Jets last weekend, I immediately waited for this line to open, and I bet the Rams as soon as the line came out against the Seahawks. They are a slight underdog. It's my pancake pick of the week. I love the Rams in this spot. The Rams have won 5 out of the last 6 against Seattle. They're 4-0 this season after a loss with a point differential plus 36. They are rushing the passer well. They're top pass defense in the NFL. Seattle cannot stop the Rams pass rush here as well. So I really like the Rams. I think they win straight out, but I'll take the point anyways.
All right, Sara, I'm going to get a little crazy here. It's early, and listen, this may be a hold your nose special, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, unbelievable situation shaping up where they should have been favored in this game. Meanwhile, the Colts come in to Pittsburgh favored. I have a lot on this game for later, but one stat right off the top. Last 10 years, teams that lose as a double-digit favorite, what do the following week? They bounce back. 25-11-1 against the spread, and a big injury to report. You know, if you were having eggnog over the holidays, enjoying Christmas presents, you might have missed this. Costanzo, the great left tackle, Geoff, you'll appreciate this. Yeah. He is out for the Colts, okay? Who's going to be going against TJ Watt, who is tied for the NFL lead in sacks? Chaz Green. He is also known as a turnstile at left tackle. It could get ugly for Phillip Rivers. Hey, Geoff, stop laughing, dude. Seriously, Chaz Green, look at the numbers. He's been terrible as a backup. Against the Raiders, they had to shift Nelson, their guard, who they love. They had to shift him to left tackle for a moment just to stop the bleeding. Keep an eye on Pittsburgh winning this. I know nobody wants to bet the Steelers. I like Pittsburgh here.
I think for me, I do like Pittsburgh. This line, as you kind of talked about, has moved a bunch. Pittsburgh be an underdog play I like, but also I'm going to hold my breath and take Dallas, getting 3 at home. They've covered 6 straight as a home underdog, going 5-1 outright, of course, playing a division rival. There's still a chance Dallas can make the playoffs and even win the division, as crazy as that sounds. Zeke's playing today. I'll take Dallas as a money line play to win outright. Question 2, guys, moving along. Let's see if we can get some questions in. Let's see what's coming in live. We got it. Which home dog is barking the loudest this weekend? Let's take a look at the board real quickly for Simon here to see what home dogs are available and getting some good points. Of course, we're looking at the Patriots tomorrow getting 7, Jacksonville plus 8.5. The New York Jets getting 6.5. And I just mentioned Dallas plus 3. J-Mac, I'll go with you here.
You know, Sarah, I'm going to piggyback off your Cowboys pick. I think that's a good call. I don't know about barking loudly, maybe like a tiny whimper, something quiet in the corner for the dog. But I think I would take a flyer on Dallas. Now, I did say Thursday I like the Eagles to win this, but Dallas should be able to keep it close. I mean, this is the third straight backup quarterback they've faced, right? And all they've done against the other two is turn them over. 7 takeaways against these backups the last 2 weeks. I think Dallas can keep it close. I like a high-scoring game, but I'm with you, Sarah. I think Dallas getting 3 points here has some value.
I'm going with Jacksonville plus the 8.5 here. Look, guys, Mr. Trubisky is not the future for the Bears. They're trying to make him the future for the Bears. But this is a spot where the Bears obviously know they have to win this game because Arizona lost, right? Their path to the playoffs is much easier now. And I don't trust the Bears having to win a game on the road in a spread like this. So far this year, touchdown or more road favorites, 9-18 against the spread. I know Jacksonville has nothing to play for. I get it. They switched quarterbacks again. No James Robinson. But nonetheless, give me Jacksonville plus 8.5 against Miss Trubisky's Bears. No.
Well, J-Mac piggybacked off me for the Steelers. Originally, I'm going to piggyback him, or off Dallas. I'm going to piggyback him with the Steelers here. They're obviously a short dog at home. This line from Sharp Action came in on it early. I know they haven't scored more than 20 points in their last 4 games, but I'm going to take Steelers as a home dog. They need to win. I like to back coaches that I love and Mike Tomlin. So I will actually grab the Pittsburgh Steelers. J-Mac going off each other here.
Okay.
But let's move on, you guys. A lot of questions to get to and great ones indeed leading up for week 16. Now, question 3 coming in from Colin R. Is there a certain game that has stay away written all over it? And for that, we're going to go to our producer, Conrad, on the latest line movement coming in on these games.
Hey, good morning, you guys. You guys have actually already been hitting on this game pretty hard this morning, but on Monday morning, we actually saw the Colts and Steelers game open as the Colts being a 3-point underdog going into Pittsburgh this week. Wednesday, we saw that line flip completely after Pittsburgh took that brutal Monday Night Football loss to the Bengals. The Colts were ended up being 3-point favorites going into Wednesday. Then Friday, they dropped down to a point. A ton of money poured in this morning, taking Pittsburgh as now 2-point favorites. But now currently, we sit back at Indy being a 1-point favorite on the road.
All right, Geoff, with all of that, which game are you staying away?
I'm staying away from Kansas City, Atlanta. This line is out to between 10 and 11. And look, the Chiefs can win the AFC and get the number 1 seed today. They certainly can do that. Or they can certainly just not show up and win next weekend as well. And they haven't covered 6 in a row. Now, Atlanta has nothing to play for. I get that. But the Chiefs sort of just sometimes don't play as hard as they should. And they're out both their middle linebackers. And Tyreek Hill's a little beat up. And so is Kelsey. I don't know. It just feels like a weird game where the Chiefs win, 23-20, and it's just ugly, and everyone goes home happy as the Chiefs won.
J-Mac?
I would love that result, Geoff. By the way, Conrad, nice Christmas sweater, 2 days after Christmas. All right, I'm going to stay away from the Chargers and the Broncos. Sarah, Geoff, listen, you guys know my love affair with Anthony Lynn, right? I just want no part of him. I see the Talk the Line Facebook group has like an affinity for Anthony Lynn and betting on him. Guys, stay away. Just don't do it, okay? The market basically put up a 3 all week. It just sat there. Nobody's touching this game except the public. I saw that 80% of the public for some reason, loves the Chargers. Backing Anthony Lynn as a favorite, guys? I thought we were teaching you. I thought we were trying to help. Backing Anthony Lynn. Well, guess what the market's shown today? Oh, look, here comes the Broncos money. And now the Broncos are only getting 2.5. Guys, just be careful. We're really trying to help you out here. Remember the last meeting. Chargers led 24-3 in the third quarter. And what do? They collapse. That's what Anthony Lynn does. And they lose the game at the buzzer by 1. Stay away from me.
I do like that. I'm not touching that game either. A game that I'm staying away from, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are now, is the Cleveland Browns and New York Jets. I know Geoff got a really good number early in the week, and good for him, because I seriously have no idea who's playing for the Cleveland Browns. And Geoff, you told me before the show that Kevin Stefanski had his new wide receivers doing a walkthrough earlier outside. I don't know what's going on. No Rashad Higgins, Hodge, Jarvis Landry, Donovan Peoples-Jones, all ruled out on the COVID-19 reserve list. I'm staying away. This game's going to be hard to judge. So that's my stay away. Let's move on. Question 4 coming in. A lot more to get to during this show coming in from Nathan B. I think it's time to start letting Russ cook again. Does he seal the deal and win the NFC West this week? And of course, playing the Rams. Jason.
Yeah, this is a tough one, Sarah, because, if you watch Seattle early in the year, 6 of their first 7 games, 30 or more points. Then they get the running backs back, and what do? They downshift, and Schottenheimer becomes a running team, which is like the worst thing you could possibly do unless you're an offensive lineman like Geoff Schwartz. You love to run block, right? Pancaking guys left and right. But Hyde and Carson are healthy now. I don't understand what Seattle's game plan is. Producer Conrad is a huge Seahawks fan. I'm sure he's over there feeling good about the Seahawks. I don't get it. I don't totally understand what they're doing. Are they going to come out and run the football, establish the run, Or are they going to let Russ do his thing like he did earlier this season and air it out? It's a tough read. I don't know if I can find an edge here. I think I lean to the Rams with Geoff, but I don't know about that total for Russell Wilson. That seems high.
Well, J-Mac, let me go back to you on this because we have a great prop with Fox Bet. Russell Wilson, his passing yards set at 270.5. Does that make you lean under because they have been running the ball more?
So Schottenheimer allegedly wants to get a head coaching job. I'm sure you guys have heard those reports or read them. But how are you going to get it handing off the football to Carson and Hyde? You should do it with Russ through the air. 270 is a big number. I kind of feel like this could be low scoring. So I would lean under, Sarah.
All right, let's get to the next question. Of course, a lot more to get to, and continue to use the hashtag Talk the Line on Twitter. Join our Facebook group, Talk the Line. Send in your questions there. Gavin K, Colts versus Steelers is huge. Can Pittsburgh stay in this game offensively? Before we get to that, Geoff, we have our own meteorologist, Allison, breaking down the weather in Pittsburgh.
The weather in Pittsburgh will be cold as Phillip Rivers and the Colts visit Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers in Week 16. Harsh weather will be clearing out of the region by Sunday afternoon, leading to very cold temperatures. The wind chill actually dipping into the upper 20s and 30s by kickoff. But this trend is going to continue for most of the game. So we'll see if this chilly weather can cool down the Colts' winning streak or if it will help the Steelers get back on track before a playoff run.
Now, Geoff, the one thing that we happen to know is the Steelers have had a lot of trouble running the football. And, of course, Big Ben has struggled a little bit. I think they have 37 drop passes from their receivers. Where do you go with this game?
Look, I think if you're a Steelers fan, you have to hope that the improvement that you've seen in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, right, 70 points over 60 minutes between 2 games, happens to the Steelers, right? A team just kind of clicks all of a sudden and it becomes part of what they do, because right now there's no great answer for Pittsburgh, right? They have to find a way to get easy throws for Ben. Ben has got to take some chances down the field, and they have to run the ball better, and they have the personnel to do it. So you have to hope today it just clicks, or your defense helps you out, gives you short fields, and creates some momentum for your offense with the play they have. So I don't have high hopes for Pittsburgh's offense today, but like Jason said earlier, the Colts are so beat up on their offensive line that I think Pittsburgh's defense could help their offense win this game.
Yeah, how about this one, Geoff? We love to talk about used sleeveless outdoors. I had to look this up. We're looking for small edges, anything we can find out there. Guess how many outdoor games the Colts have played in their last 9 games? Just one, that Tennessee Thursday night game. Okay, that's it. You have to go all the way back to September to find another outdoor Colts game. This will be, as the meteorologist alluded to, the coldest weather game the Colts have played all season, and it's not particularly close. Jonathan Taylor looks great, okay, in that fast track indoors in Vegas, right, against the Texans in the Dome. He looks great. Now, I know he played at Wisconsin. He's used to cold weather. I just wonder if Phillip Rivers, 39-year-old creaky Phillip Rivers, how's he going to handle that pass rush? I'm telling you guys, I really like Pittsburgh. You know what? I'm going with the college tuition fund on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know that's crazy. And last week, my kids found out they're going to have to go to community college unless I can win the money back, thanks to the Seahawks collapsing against Dwayne Haskins. I'm too fired up. All right, sorry, Sarah, I went off on a rant there. My bad.
Well, I'm just hoping your kids could go to college and you could afford it. So I'm going to root for the Steelers. I actually like it as well. The Steelers have held under 20 points in 4 consecutive games, but I still like them here. Let's move along and get to the next question coming in. Dean S., I know the Bears are playing the Jags, but how are they a touchdown favorite? I'm going to Geoff here. All morning we're talking. He's fired up about Mitch Trubisky and this and that going on. So, Geoff, how are they laying 8.5 against the Jaguars?
I think the idea is that now the Jets have lost, Jacksonville's in that front runner seat for Trevor Lawrence. But remember this, guys, we talk about this quite often, is that you can't just assume a team is going to tank on game day, right? On game day, the players still play hard. The coaches coach to win games. And you trot that Jacksonville team out there, the guys on the team are going to play hard. And the Bears right now, look, this is the most pressure they've had in a long time on the road, a cold weather team going to warm Jacksonville. Talking about Mitch Trubisky contract extensions before the game. I don't know. I don't really trust Mitch Trubisky in this spot. I think Jacksonville covers this game.
Yeah, I'm with Geoff here, Sarah. I just look at this and I say, wait a sec, hold on. Trubisky's favored by 8.5? How does that make sense? And you look, and guys, jump in the Facebook group, okay? Text chain with your friends. Ask anybody, anyone, are you backing Jacksonville? And nobody's going to raise their hand because nobody wants a piece of that. Robinson, their best offensive skill player, he's sitting out with a mystery ankle injury. Okay, guys having a great season, and they pull him, and now they put in Mike Glennon. You know, Geoff, I don't know if you play video games with your kids. We just got Madden 21 for Christmas. So obviously we're playing a lot of Madden. For whatever reason, Mike Glennon is the quarterback you face in a lot of these games. And my son, he's 9. Dad, who's Mike Glennon? Exactly. Who's Mike Glennon? Why is he starting this weekend? It's like the Jags want to tank, but I'm telling you, resist the urge. I think Jacksonville's the side here.
I happen to agree. It's a stay away for me on the side. I like Chicago to win. That's a huge number. I know Mitch Trubisky's been good lately, but that's a huge number. Okay, let's see the next question. Producer Conrad, show me what's next here. Nash W. Will Baltimore cover double digits back-to-back weeks? Jason, let's go to you first here, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to punt the kid's question. I'm sorry about this. I just double digits, it's risky. We saw Pittsburgh, Monday Night Football, double-digit favorite, lose outright. Like, is it worth it? I would look a little exotic. Geoff Schwartz will love this. Give me the team total on the New York Giants under 17.5. Sarah was mentioning earlier, Pittsburgh's offense last 4 games, nothing. What have the Giants done? I think 19 points, 17, 6, 7, whether it's Colt McCoy or Danny Loose Change, the Giants can't do anything offensively. What's with the laughs, guys? Come on. Hey, cracking a couple jokes at the Giants' expense. I'm a Jets fan.
I'm stealing the Danny Loose Change.
Yeah. So I would look at the team total of the Giants under 17.5. Side here, I don't see an edge.
So I like Baltimore here to cover, and almost because I just expect Daniel Jones to turn the ball over multiple times this game and a defensive touchdown for the Ravens. Remember, the Ravens bring pressure at a high rate, and now you have a Daniel Jones, an immobile Daniel Jones, right? Hamstring and ankle injuries returning this week to face that Baltimore defense. But look, Baltimore's offense, guys, 40 points per game over the last 3. They're starting to play really, really well. I'm not sure who the Giants can stop anything that the Ravens do. So I know it's a big spread. I get it. But I think this game is somewhere in the 28-31-ish for Ravens and 17, points for the Giants where the Ravens cover this.
I'm with you, and it's not just because I lived in Baltimore. I'm not calling them Danny Dimes, Danny Nichols, Danny Loose Change, whatever. I'm going to also back the Ravens here. They're going for a playoff spot. You could take my sneaker fund. You could lay it on the Ravens. I know that's a big number. Your girl's going to get some new Chanel sneakers or something after. Let's keep going, guys. A lot of good questions coming in. Again, use hashtag talk the line. Omar T, my Cowboys have life. They sure do. Do they keep the dream alive and win straight up against the Birds? Now, a big part of this game, of course, is Zeke. Let's get the latest on Ezekiel Elliott from Dr. Matt Preventure and see what the latest is on the star running back.
Cowboys running back Zeke Elliott was limited to practice Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Zeke's been nursing a calf injury and is officially listed as questionable for today's game against the Eagles. If he plays, expect his productivity and rushing yards to be down about 8% due to this calf injury. And we have to keep in mind that Zeke just hasn't had a great 2020 season, and he's down about 28% in overall productivity versus the rest of his career. If he doesn't play, we'll see him back week 17.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. P. Geoff, this is tough because I don't like the NFC East for betting and really for watching most of the time. I'll just say it. I got to go to you here. Do you think the Cowboys could win and keep the dream alive here?
Okay. The NFC East is so much fun. All right. So here's what happens. Dallas wins today, Giants lose, and Washington loses. That sets up next weekend to where we're going to have a 6-10 possible NFC East champion, right? Giants will have 5 wins. Cowboys will have 5 wins. The Eagles will have 5, and Washington will have 6 heading into next weekend. It's glorious. It's incredible. We have a 6-10 division winner. Giants beat the Cowboys in week 17. It's going to be great. But today, I like the Cowboys +3. I think they win this game outright. Eagles 0-5 this year against the spread on the road. Jalen Hurts played well last weekend, but he had a lot of things that aren't sustainable. A lot of 3rd and longs he completed. He fumbled the ball one time, picked it up, threw it downfield. I don't see that happening this week. Cowboys are playing better with Dalton, now 3-2 against the spread. 10 touchdowns for Dalton, 3 interceptions. So I think the Cowboys win this game outright, but I'll take the 3 points anyways.
Interesting, Geoff. I will see your Eagles road stat against the spread, and I will raise you this. Dallas 0-4 against the spread in the division this year. And I don't want to go off on McCarthy here, but the last time they played and beat a team in the division, Dak Prescott started the game. It was the one he got knocked out of in the Giants game. Like, McCarthy is not a good coach, but at the same time, have you seen the Eagles injury report? Fletcher Cox is questionable. The rest of that defense really banged up. This just screams over to me. I really like a lot of points in this one, even though it's Jalen Hurts. Quick word on Jalen Hurts. Like, this guy's been through a lot. I know we said, it's his first road game in Arizona. He looked good. This is his 2nd road game in a row. This is a guy who went through a lot in college, okay? Remember losing his starting job, has to transfer, all that. Like, I'm impressed with Jalen Hurts. I like what he's done. The team seems to rally around him. Geoff, I don't know if there's anything we can read into that from a gambling perspective. You've been in huddles, locker rooms. You look at that energy on the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is fired up, and I kind of love it, and I dig it. I don't like 3. I got it earlier in the week, a little lower, but I think the over here is the play.
Total set at 50. J-Max going over. Geoff and I both kind of like the Cowboys here. More questions coming in. Let's see what's next here on the board for us. Edward S. Chiefs stay rolling but aren't covering games. Geoff, we got the push last week. Where's the lean against the Falcons? Geoff, let's go to you.
Look, I think the lean is the Falcons here. The Chiefs can win this game by 21, but they really don't do that lately, right? This is definitely a game where the Chiefs could get out big, kind of just sit on a lead. Matt Ryan comes back and backdoor covers this game like it's happened the last 6 weeks for the Chiefs. So I would lean here to Atlanta. Look, the Chiefs could win this game and win the AFC conference today. Well, they don't really have to, though. And at times this year, they play like they don't really have to. So I think Atlanta keeps this game close at the end. Give me Atlanta +11.
Yeah, I'm curious. The Clyde Edwards-Helaire out this week, and now you're leaning on Le'Veon Bell as a running back to kind of salt away the victory. Listen, Atlanta, here's a crazy stat. They're 4-10 this year, right? They're not good. They're not going anywhere. They have a positive point differential. Like, how does that work out? Atlanta they've been plucky. I like to use that word like every week. I know it's not an SAT word, but it's plucky. I think they're the side here. If you can get an 11, great. It's not a big money play by any stretch, but I think you've got to take the points here against, as you guys said, I think, Sarah, you said 6 straight non-covers for the Chiefs. They just want to win, lock up the number 1 seed, and get out of Dodge.
Yeah, you're right about that. Kansas City won 9 straight games. Last 6 wins have come by 1 score. So keep that in mind leading into today. Let's see what's up. A lot of questions coming in. Brady T, who says no to parlaying the Packers in the over? I'll tell you guys now, it's cold in Green Bay. I'm not the meteorologist. Let's actually hear from our dear friend and meteorologist, Allison, for the latest weather update.
Snowy conditions are expected in Green Bay as Aaron Rodgers and the Packers host Derrick Henry and the Titans in Week 16. A strong storm will be passing through the region on Sunday. Now, temperatures will be below freezing for the entire game. The wind chill will be as low as the teens, and snow showers are likely around kickoff and will slowly be diminishing by the end of the 4th quarter. So this snow shouldn't hold back the strong run game of Tennessee, but we will see if Aaron Rodgers can put up yet another MVP performance in these conditions.
All right. Thank you very much, Allison. The total opened up at 56. The weather, of course, came out. That total's ticked down a bit. So let's go back to the question, J-Mac. Parlaying the Packers in the over. Are you in on that?
I guess kind of, sort of. I definitely like the over here. I hit it earlier this week. Just a quick word to the wise. If you see snow in the forecast, I like the over. And maybe you want to bet it after the game kicks off. You think, oh, no, it's snowing. Things are going to slow down. Everything I've read, and Geoff, you played in snow before. Everything I've read says snow gives the advantage to the offense. Okay, we already know Tennessee's defense, one of the worst in the league, can't get to the quarterback, can't cover in the secondary, poor tackling, like they're bad all around. If I see snow, I'm going to continue to hammer the over like as the game's happening. So I don't know about the parlay. If you get to 3, I guess it's okay. But give me the overs aside here for me.
So here's something about the weather that's really interesting. And I've talked to quarterbacks about this. I've played in these games. It's the wind more than the wet is the issue. I just looked it up. Green Bay, the wind for tonight's about 12, 13 miles an hour. That's not that bad. So the snow should not affect Aaron Rodgers passing the football. Jason, you mentioned offenses succeeding in the snow, especially on grass, right? We know where we're going on offense. We know what routes we're trying to run. We know where the ball's going in the run game. The defense is a reactionary position. Hard to be reactionary when the ground is sloppy and wet. So that's why the offense succeeds when it's snowing but not windy. The wind plays more. If it's 30-mile-an-hour winds, the ball obviously doesn't really fly right where you want it to go. So I would still look at the over here, especially as this total continues to drop as people freak out. Tennessee's going to run the football. They're going to do it successfully, and Rodgers will throw the ball really well against a poor Titans defense.
I happen to agree with all of that. Great insight by you, Geoff, having played in the game for many years and knowing that. I love the over in every Titans game. We're only on question 11, guys, and we have a lot more to get to. We're trying to get to 60 in the next 34 minutes. Clayton C. Will Deshaun Watson put on a clinic against the Bengals? Geoff, go ahead on this one.
I think yes. Watson's done a great job this season, especially with no one around him. Wide receivers hurt, offensive line beat up. Nothing to play for here except pride, but the Bengals have nothing to play for either. They're really bad. They're really beat up. I'd lay the juice here over 175, minus 175 on Watson.
Yeah, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I tend to agree. He throws the ball a ton. Dynamic quarterback. Moving along here. Next question, number 12, Oscar M. And Justin Herbert, I trust. But can he cover against Locke and the Broncos? Anthony Lynn here, J-Mac.
Yeah, can he? Of course he can. Yeah, I could cover against the Broncos, but will he is the question, Oscar. And again, I advise to stay away earlier. Listen, if you want to watch it, maybe have a nice glass of whiskey, as you drown your sorrows in Anthony Lynn doing something insanely bad, go for it. This is a guy, by the way, Anthony Lynn, who has covered in the last 2 close games after going like 0 for 73 to start his career in LA. But it's a stay away from me, Oscar. Sorry, bud.
As we know, a big part of this game is one of the best wide receivers who's averaging the most targets per game in Keenan Allen. Let's hear from Dr. Matt Preventure for the latest on their wide receiver.
Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen, who injured his hamstring, did not participate both Wednesday and Thursday, and he was limited in practice on Friday. He is officially listed as questionable for today's game against the Broncos, and if he plays, we can expect Keenan's productivity to be down actually quite a bit, because hamstrings and wide receivers need to be functioning quite well in order for them to perform at their best. And we usually see this as a 22 to 29% decline, depending on the statistic. If he doesn't play, expect to see him week 17.
Geoff, does this change your mind on this game with Keenan Allen?
Look, we just had the holidays, right? So you've spent your hard-earned money on gifts for your children, for your family members. Don't waste any more money on Anthony Lynn, guys. Just don't do it. Just stay away from this game. To Jason's point, just sit back, enjoy the game if you choose to watch it, but there's other games on at the same time that might be more enjoyable. I would not put my hard-earned money on Anthony Lynn in this spot.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, that game's a stay away. Keep using the hashtag Talk the Line on Twitter. Join our Facebook group, Talk the Line. Drop your questions in there. We're going to try to get to them leading up to kickoff coming up in just 31 minutes. Colton B, which over stands out this week, Geoff?
Sarah, you mentioned it earlier. I think Jason did as well. The over in Dallas and Philly, it feels too low at 50 points, right? Dallas's defense has gotten better, but still pretty bad. And the over hits in a lot of their football games. The Eagles offensively last weekend's good Arizona team moved the ball well. Dallas's defense, again, getting better, but not great. It says inside. The weather should obviously be good, a fast turf. I think the over here is definitely the play.
J-Mac, you like the total?
I do like one. I like that one as well. But let me give you one that I think there's going to be some disagreement here. We haven't talked about this. Give me the Browns-Jets over. Now, like an idiot, I took it at 47.5 earlier this week. Then, every wide receiver on the Browns was close to a COVID trace. So it's down to 44.5. I looked at the numbers. I think it's a little overblown. And Geoff, feel free to push back, okay? 4 wide receivers out. Got it. Guess who runs like the 9th most 2 tight end sets in the league this year? the Cleveland Browns, Stefanski. And the tight ends are going to be fine. I mean, he's got his tight ends. Maybe you move one of them out to wide receiver for a couple plays, but I think they're going to ground and pound the Jets. No Quinnen Williams. I think Geoff alluded to that earlier. So you don't have to worry about double teaming anyone on the Jets. Browns do have injuries, but I do believe the Jets last week, we talked about, the Bengals won the Super Bowl last week against the Steelers. I mean, the Jets basically won their Super Bowl. The players are geeked. They went into the holidays stoked. They won. They beat the Rams. They're not winless. I like the Browns here. I like the over.
I would be concerned about running the football, just taking the clock out of this game, right? The Browns just need to win this game by any means possible, and they're going to run the ball a lot in this game, even without their left tackle and without their right guard. That's what they're playing as. And you mentioned Quinnen Williams being out for the Jets is a really big loss in this game, especially when, again, the Browns are injured on their offensive line. So I worry about the total just for that reason. And I feel like the Browns would be very happy if the running backs got 50 carries and Baker Mayfield threw the ball 12 times and they won the game.
J-Mac, as a friend of yours and loving your opinion later, I do have to get your honest thoughts on the Jets winning and now not having the number one pick. We'll get to that later for the New York Jets. I have a really good bet on this over, and I don't know how many times I'm going to say it on this show. Just take Tennessee, take the Titans in the over. They're 10-3-1 to the over this season. Take J-Max College Tuition Fund, take Jeff's Pancake Fund, take my sneaker fund. I'll give the money back to you guys. Lay it all on the over. It's auto every single week. I wish I'd been doing it since week 1. I love it. Okay, let's see the next one coming up here on Talk the Line. Tanner K. He's torn on Carolina and Washington. Help here. J-Mac, help the guy.
Okay. Yes, I will help you, Tanner. Listen, I like Carolina. I think this is definitely the side. So let's start with the quarterback situation. Alex Smith is out. Dwayne Haskins is the starter. He's about as reliable, as the Wi-Fi in a parking garage. He's just not an accurate, good quarterback. He doesn't make good decisions off the field. Okay, Geoff, stop laughing. I'm cracking you up a lot. I'm telling you, Haskins doesn't win against Seattle, does cover, took some money out of my pocket, fine. And then he goes to a strip club to hang out, like with no mask. Like, dude, what kind of leader are you? They stripped him of the captaincy, okay? And now he's going up against Matt Rule. And this is what I love about Matt Rule. Very good defensive coach. What did he do earlier this season to 2 young quarterbacks? Kyler Murray struggled against their exotic defense. And also Justin Herbert had one of his worst games of the season against Rule's defense. Now, Drew Lock performed well, but last week or 2 weeks ago, but what did he do well? The bombs, the deep passes to KJ Hamler. Well, Terry McLaurin's out today. There's no deep threat for Washington. I'm telling you, I really have an irrationally strong opinion here, Geoff. I like Carolina a lot.
My problem with Dwayne Haskins as a quarterback is even when we see bad quarterbacks on teams like that we're not sure about, like even Sam Darnold, right? There's moments of brilliance from Sam Darnold, right? There's like, oh yeah, okay, he can sort of do this if he gets the right coach. Dwayne Haskins is playing for his job, for his future in Washington, and really around the NFL. And I've yet to see that brilliance, right? That spark of like, okay, he can do this thing. So I think to your point, Jason, I would lean Carolina here just because I don't trust Haskins in a spot they have to win to do the job well enough to beat the Carolina Panthers.
I think all of us are leaning Carolina Panthers, and the number certainly shows that. Money's come in on Carolina today, only laying 1 on the road. Malcolm B, Stephon Diggs has made it clear he is one of the best in the game. Will he go off against the Pats, Geoff?
I lean yes here because Gilmore is out, but I will say, though, just be very careful because Bill Belichick does a great job of taking away your number one option. So Stephon Diggs is number one option for the Bills. It's not a lot of yards, 75 and a touchdown, plus 175. So you get some value here thanks to Fox Bet, but I would just be very careful thinking this is going to be a home run because of what Belichick can do to a number one receiving option.
Totally
right now, Fox Bet has the prop Diggs 75 plus receiving yards and to score a touchdown plus 175. J-Mac, do you like that prop?
Yeah, well, the other thing is this is Monday night, I believe, right? So a lot of the playoff situation could be sorted out Sunday. I don't know how much rest, if any, the Bills are going to give their guys. I also don't know who the heck Belichick's playing. If you looked at the injury report, they had like 23 guys listed as questionable. Like, I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I'm reluctant to give any advice on this one. I would just stay away from this one.
Okay. Let's see, Conrad, what's coming up. Rory W. Baker Mayfield is finally looking like the #1 overall pick. Does he continue slinging it on the Jets? Now, a big part of this game, aside from the wide receivers, is going to be on Wyatt Teller, the guard for the Cleveland Browns. So let's hear the latest health update on him from Dr. P.
Highly ranked guard for the Browns, Wyatt Teller, suffered an ankle injury and did not participate in practice this week. Wyatt's also officially ruled out for the game against the Jets. And we should expect Wyatt back maybe week 17, but I think that's a little early and more likely by the playoffs. When we see Wyatt back, his productivity will be down a little bit, and usually it's down about 8 to 9% in overall snap percentage. And guess what? The Browns just aren't as good without his excellence on the line, and they're overall down 20% in overall productivity without Wyatt.
Ooh.
All right. Thanks, Dr. P. Wyatt Teller officially ruled out. We know what that does. And then, of course, you have People Jones and Jarvis Landry and so many players, of course, out for the Browns today. J-Mac, what do you like?
It doesn't bode well for me hyping up the Browns a few minutes ago. But I have a fun stat in addition to how many plays the Browns run from the 23% of their plays from 2 tight end sets. So I do believe they're okay. But you'll love this. Guess which team has given up the most receiving yards to tight ends in the NFL? The New York Jets. Guess which team has given up the most receiving touchdowns to tight ends this season? My New York Jets. Do you remember what Waller did to them a few weeks back? I just think the Browns tight ends will have a lot of success. Anyway, Browns. Yeah.
Yeah, the offense is down 20% without Wyatt Teller, Geoff.
Yeah, I think he should be the MVP. Clearly, that's the first time in NFL history a right guard should be the MVP for the season. I think you should start voting for him right now. Look, I leave Baker Mayfield under the 205 here. He's had a bunch of weeks in a row now where he's had a lot of production. Normally that drops at some point in a young quarterback's career. He's still young. He's getting the flow of things. Now, look, he's missing all his wide receivers, his left tackle, his right guard. Again, I think the Browns just want to run this game out, be done with it, move on to next weekend. I go under here.
We're moving on to question 17. 23 minutes to go. Keep sending them in. Use the hashtag #TalkTheLine. Tag Jason McIntyre, Geoff Schwartz, or myself at Sara Perlman. Randy C., where's the public at this weekend? Producer Conrad, where's the public on?
Hey guys, Jason, I really like the joke about my sweater. You're looking like you're down in South Beach right now. I'm loving the that's fantastic. But we're looking at the public plays this week, and the Browns are seeing 89% of the money against the Jets. That makes me a little bit weary even taking them now. Ravens are seeing 85% of the money this week. Also, the Bears 81%, Chiefs 75%. So everybody is still on the Chiefs, folks.
I really don't like when I hear all the publics on one team because you just know what happens. The books are making money. Geoff, you got a feeling on any of those games? Are you staying away?
Well, I bet the Jets, so I feel good about that. I told you guys take Jacksonville, so I feel really good about that. I told you take Atlanta, feel good about that, obviously. Now, I said Baltimore. I like Baltimore this weekend. Sometimes the sharps are wrong. Hopefully it's this weekend on these exact 4 games.
Dang, wow. I mean, those 89% of the bets are on the Cleveland Browns. That's got to be the first time that's ever happened. Suddenly, I'm starting to feel shaky about my Browns pick, but the bet's in, so I can't do anything about it.
What's done is done. At this point, you just got to hope for the best. If you're watching the show, you're lucky you heard that compared to all of us who bet before the show. Roy B. won big money off Derrick Henry last weekend. Can we run that back? I want to run that back. That prop was free money from Fox Bet. Derrick Henry, 75+ rushing yards and a touchdown. Now we're laying the juice, -120. Geoff, you going back?
What happened to the plus 270 2 weeks ago? Come on, guys. Give me that plus money again. But yes, I'm going back to this. I don't mind the laying the juice here. Obviously, 1250 or 120 to win 100. Look, Henry is what they do on offense. A poor Packers rushing defense. And the touchdown part here just feels like an insult. Of course, they're going to score a touchdown. That's what they do. And look, they're fighting for 2,000 yards here. Don't think that the offensive line for the Titans doesn't want this. The coordinator wants this. It's great for him to get 2,000 yards. So I'd go definitely over here. I take this money.
Yeah, I'm with you, Geoff. This feels like an empty the Christmas stocking, all the change, just dump it out. And, this is probably a low limit bet, $500, but I think you got to do a max play here on Derrick Henry to top 75 and a touchdown.
Derrick Henry's rushed for 100 yards or more in each of his past 9 road games. It's getting in the end zone. I love this bet. I'll play it every time it's available on Fox Bet. So thank you. Geoff M. Rams versus Seahawks. What's the money line play here? I'm wondering the same thing, J-Mac. Where are you going on this one?
I said I like the Rams. I'm going to stick with it. I see some money, it looks like, coming in on Seattle still this morning. I just, from an X's and O's point of view, I like McVay over Carroll. I think there's a reason he's won 5 of the last 6. The matchup just is not great for Seattle. And I think individually, Jaylen Ramsey versus Dk Metcalf, that's the showdown of the weekend once again. Ramsey won round 1 and was jaw-jacking the entire time. I want to know what Russell Wilson does when his best option, one of the best receivers in the league, is taken away. I don't know if he has enough else to get the win. So give me the Rams here.
Geoff, do you like one here?
I told you guys the Rams is my pancake pick earlier. I'm going to add to that, right? Everyone talking about Seattle's defense, right? It's playing so well now, playing so well. Last 4 games, right? Carson Wentz, they faced Carson Wentz, Colt McCoy, Sam Darnold, and Dwayne Haskins, right? Now they get a real offense off an embarrassing loss against the Jets. On the flip side, number 1 deep passing defense in the NFL is the Rams. They've allowed the least touchdowns on deep passes. Jaylen Ramsey will shut down DK Metcalf. And we know Seattle's offense is kind of sputtered at times as Wilson's gone between letting him cook, but also like not cooking too much, not turning the ball over. I think the Rams are in a perfect spot here to win this game.
Over the past 10 seasons, NFL teams that outright lose as a double-digit favorite, hence the Rams and the Jets last week, are 25-11-1. That's 69%. Against the spread in their next game. I lean Rams here as well. Connor R., are the Bills really good enough to cover 7 against these Pats? We got to check out the weather in New England. Let's head down to meteorologist Allison.
It will be cold in Foxborough as Josh Allen and the Bills visit Cam Newton and the Patriots on Monday Night Football. A strong front will be sweeping through the region Monday afternoon. It's going to cause breezy conditions to start the game with much cooler temperatures dropping into the 30s. As for now, not much precipitation is expected, but we are not ruling out the chance for light rain or even some light snow showers. The Bills have already locked in their first AFC East title this century, but we will see if they can put an exclamation point on this season by going 2-0 against the Patriots.
Well, that's a tall task in itself. And of course, both teams are good at running the ball. But J-Mac, you brought up a good point. When the weather's freezing and there's snow, maybe they'll air it out more. So Who do you like in this one? Can Buffalo cover the 7 going back to the question?
Yeah, if you like Buffalo, I'd grab it now, right? Because we anticipate this probably going up on Monday, given all the teaser liability from the weekend. This is a wait and see. Sorry, guys. I forget your name, whoever asked this question, but I'm going to wait. I'm not going to fire on this now when I have plenty of better options here on Sunday. I would wait for Monday.
Let's move on. Go ahead, Geoff.
The Bills are a great teaser play, guys. Move them down from 7 all the way down to 1. They should win this game. But again, Jason's point, he said earlier, this game might not mean as much for them, but I still think they win the game. The Patriots aren't good, guys. They're not good. They're not playing good football. Buffalo will win this game. Take this down to -1, folks.
Love this. Love the Bills. I've been fading the Pats. And it's been working besides a few games here and there, so I'm with you. Riley T, should I do a teaser, speaking of teasers, and take the Colts, Packers, and the Bills? Geoff, I'll go to you first here. You just mentioned a teaser.
I don't know if I like those. We've talked about going through certain numbers. The Colts are not bad. The Packers, though, worry me because if Tennessee's run the football and they get a couple stops on defense, they're going to win this game by more than the 3 that the Packers will be getting in this situation. So, you're not really moving through key numbers with the Packers, right? You're just going through 0. So I would take the Packers out of this and find a different team.
Yeah, I'll suggest a team real quick. Houston Texans. They're the better team than Cincinnati. I think it's 7.5. So 6-point teaser, you chop that down. Texans just have to win by 1. Colts, Texans, Bills. I like the sound of that much better.
I'll just say, Riley, credit to you. I love teasers, the only way I play. So thanks for sending in a teaser question there. Question number 22 coming in from Dax L. No way Matt Ryan performs well in the cold without Julio Jones. He's been rolled out. Should we take under in passing, J-Mac?
Yeah, 280. Well, listen, Todd Gurley got benched. I'm sure you guys saw it. Crazy story. What a fall from grace for Todd Gurley. And no Julio, you're right. There's a chance that the Falcons get squashed here pretty badly, but Matt Ryan's going to continue to chuck and duck And 280.5 doesn't seem that exorbitant. It's not like, Geoff, this is not a knock on the Chiefs. Their pass defense is not great.
Yeah.
I mean, there are no 85 Bears here. So, yeah, I would take a flyer on the over.
The Chiefs defense baffles me, honestly. Like, they're not good statistically. Like, there's nothing you're like, wow, they're really good. They're 32nd in the red zone, but the teams don't score points on them. It really is. It's really baffling. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But in this game specifically, they're out. Their middle linebackers are really both their linebackers. I think they're down a corner as well. I think over here's the play just because the Chiefs defense is so beat up.
Yeah, I feel like people see the Chiefs and they kind of just think, oh, they're going to win big, and hence why the under is juiced a little bit. But their secondary isn't great, so I lean over there as well without Julio Jones. Grady J, should I just stay away from Bears/Jags? Geoff, let's go to you here, okay? Because all I'm hearing is about Mitch Trubisky and the Jags and whatever extension you want to talk about. So
yeah, stay away from the Bears. Jason texted us earlier today and said, how much are you going to put down a Jacksonville, New York Jets money line parlay? Oh, man, that'd be some fun, wouldn't it? You'd win a lot of money. Maybe like a third of your pizza money on a Jacksonville, New York Jets money line parlay. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think I saw 15-1 on that. If the Jets and Jags both win, 15-1's not bad. Listen, you take it's not maybe a slice of pizza and put that on the Jags Jets money line parlay. Why not? Guys, I'm just telling you, this whole narrative about, oh, this team's got to play to win to get in the playoffs. Who's the pressure more on in this one? Jacksonville or Chicago? I mean, Trubisky's got a whole city behind him. As Geoff said, he's got maybe a contract extension riding on it. You're seeing reports that Nagy, the head coach who was basically ticketed out of town back in October, he's now suddenly, he could save his job. There is so much pressure on Chicago here. Pressure bursts pipes for many. You know me. I love to make love to pressure. I love it. I'll take the Jags.
I'm going to forget what you just said there and just say the Jags secondary is banged up with Sidney Jones, CJ Henderson ruled out, but he's making love too. I forgot what he said. Geoff, you want to fill in here?
I'm a little taken aback by that comment. I might have to pass this.
It's
one
a
on to
Steven
question
Jackson quote. It's great stuff.
Let's just get the next question in here before I have to leave the air from laughing too hard. And will the Colts defense stifle the Steelers offense worse than the Bengals? What a bad game to bet on last week. J-Mac, I'll go to you here. The Steelers, by the way, team total set at 20.5 total points. They haven't scored more than 20 points in 4 consecutive games. Are you trusting Big Ben here?
Reluctantly, I will. By the way, did you see that his Pro Football Focus grade as a quarterback against the Bengals was the worst of any quarterback this season? That's worse than any Bengal, any Jet, any Jaguar. Big Ben was awful. But you guys know, listen, rock bottom as a Hall of Fame quarterback, there's going to be a bounce back. Or I think Geoff called it a dead cat bounce earlier this season. Listen, I think the Colts defense is a little overrated. How many wins do they have this season over teams with a winning record, over good quarterbacks? Look it up. Colts defense is good. Buckner, we love him. We're giving him a lot of love on this. Xavier Rhodes, a little overrated. Just get the ball to Chase Claypool. Will you do that for me, Ben? Get the ball to your best receiver.
The issues they had with the Bengals were less about the Bengals and more about the Steelers, right? Open wide receivers, drop passes, missed blocks. So I would go over here just to Jason's point about, look, their backs against the wall. When Tomlin in his career has kind of had his back against the wall, he's have performed very well. They know the eyes are on them. They know, by the way, they don't want to go down next weekend and have to win the North in Cleveland. So I think Pittsburgh plays well today. They score enough points here, and they clinch the AFC North.
You guys keep watching. We're going to get through all the live questions and then go to our 3 big takeaways. You don't want to miss that coming up in a few minutes. The main things we're looking at when betting this Week 16 slate. Right now, question 25 coming in, Shane C. I'm stuck on the Bengals in Houston playing the Texans. Which is the right side? Shane, good question. J-Mac.
Shane, I love the question. You're stuck on that game. You're betting on 2 bottom 7 teams in the NFL. I love that. That's the degenerate level of our gambling audience in the Talk the Line Facebook group. Okay, on to the game. Take a look at the under here, okay? 5 of the last 6 for the Bengals and Texans have gone under. Neither of these defenses are good. It could stop a nosebleed, but the trend in this series, which isn't predicative, is under. I would lean Texans, but 7.5 is a big number for an underplay. Clearly, I'm stuck on it like you, but I like Deshaun Watson and the Texans.
Let's bring the next question in. We got to get through a few more here. Let's see what's next coming up. Evan M. Better bet Titans money line or Broncos money line, Geoff?
I think it's the Titans here, right? They're playing good ball. We talked about they've beaten a lot of winning teams this year, which is really important when you're looking at them going into Green Bay. They rush the ball well. They're very physical on defense. I would trust them more than I trust the Broncos, who announced today, by the way, it appears that Vic Fangio will be back for year 3.
Vic Fangio. Oh, sorry.
He's coming back. Let's see the next question. That laugh was good. Okay, Jared R. Rate my teaser. Cleveland -3.5. Rams +7. Dallas +9. Jason?
Wow, my initial thought was thumbs down, but that's not terrible. I don't hate it. I don't want to go ahead and endorse it. It's okay. It's passable, Jared. How's that? It's a bet. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I think the Cleveland -3.5 would throw me off just with the total. But all right, let's see what's coming in. This next question's for you, Geoff Dalton S. Juju Smith might be dancing his way to his worst season. Can he turn it around? We all hope so because we're all on the Steelers. So, Geoff, can he do it?
I think this weekend, it's tough. He's just this offense. I lean under here. I just would continue to think that this offense struggles. I want him to be well. I want them to play well. I like watching them play, but I would go under here for his receptions.
Okay, under 5.5 receptions for Juju. Next one up, Ashton H. Hooday, do the Bengals go back to back on upsets? J-Mac, can they do it?
Sarah, what's Conrad doing? Picking all these Bengals questions. Like, what is the obsession with this game? I love it. No, they cannot go back to back. By the way, who's starting for them this week? Are they trotting out Finley again? I didn't see anything on Brandon Allen. By the way, Tyler Boyd is out. Tyler Boyd's great. He was on my fantasy team, which did not make the playoffs. I don't like the Bengals here.
I don't normally like the Bengals. That's the fact right now. And until Joe Burrow comes back, Hank P. Allen Robinson needs more love. Does he score again this weekend? Geoff, I keep going to you with these Bears questions. So let's hear what you got to say.
To score a touchdown at +105, I would lean to yes here, right? You get a little bit of value here with the plus money. And look, if the Bears are going to play well, it's because Robinson's going to score a little bit. I know he's a little beat up and he was a game time decision. He is playing, by the way. So I would lean toward the over here. Yeah, why not? Root for points.
Yeah, root for points. It's always more fun taking the over and touchdowns than hoping for no points. Conrad, which question? Let's hope it's not about the Bengals. It's not. Bruce W. Is it just me or does the over in the Colts and Steelers look really good, Jason?
I don't know. I 42.5 in what's a big cold weather game. We saw the Colts go outdoors in, I believe it was Chicago, played a low scoring game. And it's going to be tough sledding against this Pittsburgh defense. I said at the outset, TJ Watt against a turnstile there, backup left tackle. I don't know. I would lean to the under here, although Pittsburgh, I think you said it, Sarah, right? They haven't topped 20 points in like 4 games in a row. Correct. I would lean to the under, but I think the better bet here is the side in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, 42.5, a low total, but I do lean over actually in this game. Colts defense hasn't done as well, I think, as we put them on rankings with DVOA, et cetera, over the last few weeks. Let's see. Last 6 minutes of the show. We got to get through these guys. Josh F. Which team will take home the NFC East crown? Geoff, give me your honest opinion here.
All right. So I told you guys my dream is a 6-10 champion in the NFC East. So I'll go with the Giants here just because they're going to lose this weekend, but Dallas is going to win. They're going to face Week 17. They're going to flex into Sunday Night Football because why not? And the winner of that game will end up winning the division because Alex Smith, in my opinion, is not coming back. I don't know if he's going to play Week 17. I wouldn't bet on it right now. I think the Giants are, unfortunately, the play here, I guess. I mean, 6-10, oh boy.
Boy, is that a picture of Danny Dimes? That looks like the guy who served me at Applebee's 2 weeks ago. I guess that is Danny Dimes. I like the Eagles. Give me the Eagles in a shocker. How about this? Nick Foles Yeah, there it is. Jalen Hurts, baby. That's a face you know. Okay, so Nick Foles leads them to the Super Bowl as a backup quarterback. Peterson out on Wentz, gets in Jalen Hurts. What a story this is. Give me Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, plus 550. I think there's some value there if they can get the win. And we know the Giants aren't winning, Jeff, right? They're not winning this week. Yeah,
you guys are going to laugh. I'm going to take the Cowboys just for the value aspect. If they win today, it's an easier road, 13-1. Give me Andy Dalton in that stellar hairdo right there. Absolutely. Zeke's playing today. Let's hope he can get something going. I'm going to hold my breath and look at the value 13-1 and take the Cowboys. Okay, you guys, it's time. I've been waiting to hear your 3 big takeaways. If you're just joining the show, this is what we're doing. It's our main 3 things we're looking at, our cheat sheet for week 16 that we're betting. Geoff, tell me where you're going here.
Well, it's a good question if the Packers are for real, guys. They have not played well this year against winning opponents, and they also have the most wins this year against teams that aren't very good, and their average strength of schedule is not good. So they get the Tennessee Titans now, really good in offense. Can this Packers defense come together? Because their chance to win the Super Bowl is obviously score a bunch of points, but their defense has to get some stops. Can they do it this week? Pittsburgh continue their free-for-all. I don't know. I like Pittsburgh too, guys, just like you guys have, but I got to see something from this offense. I got to see the improvement. I have to see a more consistency, a more fluid game plan, easier guys open, Big Ben in a rhythm. If they lose again this weekend, they have to go to Cleveland next weekend and win the division in Cleveland. Tough to do, especially with the Browns get everyone back. And is the NFC least over? I put this in there before I knew the stats of Alex Smith. Alex Smith had played. I think Washington would have won. They would have clinched the division. Now I look at it going to week 17 again. We just talked about it. Lots of value still left in a couple teams in the NFC East.
All right, Jason, tell me where you're going with your week 16.
You know, Jeff and I have been doing – what have we been doing this, Jeff? Like 3 months, maybe? Yes. We're 3,000 miles apart. And look at this. We have 2 of the same takeaways, or similar-ish. I'm with everything Jeff said. Are the Packers a pretender or a real contender? This will be the toughest game they've had in a while. I think you've got to go back to September to find a team they beat with a winning record, and the New Orleans Saints. I don't know if I'm buying the Packers. I think we'll find out today. Steelers, this is the last chance, Pittsburgh. I know I said, Jason, wait. Your tuition play and last chance? Yeah, give me the team backed against the wall, coming out like an animal, backed into a corner. Big Ben, Mike Tomlin, rah, 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 Steelers. And finally, the Eagles, the backup part 2. That's kind of, sequels aren't as great in Hollywood. We know that. But I think Jalen Hurts really could be a Nick Foles-ish type backup story. Nick Foles, of course, a folk hero in Philly. Can Jalen Hurts do the same thing? Carson Wentz, by the way, zip it. I don't want to hear a word. I don't want to hear anything out of Carson Wentz again this season. Just let Jalen Hurts cook. Let's make that a thing.
All right, I'll make mine quick here. My week 16 cheat sheet. Titans in the over. Continue it. It's a money-making machine. Tennessee 10-3-1 to the over this season. Ryan Tannehill 19-4-1 in regular season starts when he's at the helm. So ride the over with me. It's set at 53.5 today. It's a letdown spot for the Bengals. I think we can all agree. We don't even know who's playing quarterback. And of course, Boyd's hurt. We've talked a lot about the Bengals because our producer loves them so much. Coming off of a massive upset win over the Steelers, short week facing Deshaun Watson. He has Brandon Cooks, Kiki. I love Texas, the Texans. And then Trubisky keeps it rolling for a new contract. Jeff's going to hate me after this one, but you guys, it's legit. He's doing really well. The Bears are 5-2 when Trubisky starts at quarterback. After he's got benched, he's been a lot better. Their offense is averaging 12 or more points per game with him under center. So those are my week 16 cheat sheets. It's 2-minute drill, you guys, right on time. How many questions can we fit in the last 2 minutes of the show getting ready for the kickoff? Nick P, what will be the Super Bowl matchup? J-Mac, tell me.
Chiefs-Rams.
Super Bowl I rematch, Packers-Chiefs.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see what's coming up next. Jake P, best under of the week. Jeff, go.
Oh, man, best under of the week. Let's go Baker Mayfield under passing yards.
Oh, wow. I was expecting a side. Damn it, Jeff. That's good. Steelers-Colts under.
That is good. Sean M, one great future bet for the postseason. J-Mac.
What about, since it's on the top of my head right now, Jalen Hurts gets the Eagles to the playoffs.
Okay, next. Josh B, better running back, Kamara or Henry? Geoff.
Henry.
Next. Stacey, how many sacks will the Rams have today, Jason?
I mean, Stacey, you could toss the line in there. Geez, I'll go under 2.5.
5.
All right, under 2.5. Let's see. Zach K, favorite holiday tradition, Geoff?
Gaining a bunch of weight, eating sweets.
Absolutely delicious. Next. Matt Y, what is your worst bet of the season? Jason? Go.
I'll own up. Let me just own up to this quick. I had the Chargers, Anthony Lynn against the Patriots.
Oh, I took the Rams under 8 wins. Did not age very well.
Yeah, you got some good bets going with the under quarterbacks. All right, Brad C, is Hurts better than Wentz, Geoff?
I only have 7 seconds to talk about this. Yes, today.
All right, we'll end on that one. It's yesterday. Better than Wentz. Guys, we need some good winners from today's show. I know we took a few L's yesterday. I feel good. The Week 16 slate's going to be in our favor. Geoff, I'm happy your Christmas tree is out already. Hey, Matt, let's make some money. Okay, it's time. You guys join our Facebook group. Join us on Twitter using #TalkTheLine. Good luck on your bets for Week 16. Don't forget to join J-Mac, of course, Colin Coward and Carissa Thompson on Monday. Talk the Line edition, 12 p.m. Pacific and 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see you next time. Guys, enjoy the games. Good luck. We'll see you next time.